Good morning and welcome to Edith G. Reed Natural Park and Wildlife Sanctuary. My name is Jason Klein. I'm the Director of Conservation for Westchester County Parks. And we're here today to talk about J.P. McHale's LymeShield System, which has recently been installed at Reed Sanctuary, including in an area right behind us at the sanctuary. Reed Sanctuary is a 179-acre park located on Long Island Sound in the city of Rye. I feel very lucky to be here because I am a former curator here. So I was lucky enough to have spent 8.5 years at this facility right on Long Island Sound with Playland Lake right next to Playland. We get a tremendous number of visitors here walking, using the pathways, and just enjoying nature. We're also joined today by a number of people who I will introduce as we go along, and including also the Friends of Edith G. Reed Natural Park and Wildlife Sanctuary. We thank Cassandra Suplee for being here with us today.
Thank you.
And I also want to thank our curator here, Scott Williamson, and our Assistant Director of Conservation, Taro Iataka. And of course, everyone else in attendance. So let me start off just by saying, I guess on behalf of the Commissioner of the Department of Parks, Recreation, and Conservation, Kathy O'Connor, and First Deputy Peter Tartaglia, I'd like to welcome our Deputy County Executive, Ken Jenkins.
Well, first, Jason, thank you so much, and it is an honor to be here on behalf of County Executive George Latimer and all of our team this morning to be here with you as you're announcing this very exciting program that's going to take care of health and safety of the people, the many thousands of people that come through the nationally accredited award-winning park system that we have in Westchester County, and taking advantage here of the 179 open acres in Edith G. Reed Sanctuary. And certainly our friends of Edith G. Reed Sanctuary leader here with us to make sure that during the summertime, we want to make sure that people are as safe as possible. And I know Chris Erickson from our Department of Health is going to speak a little bit more about that in a moment. But this kind of partnership is fantastic to make sure that we're taking and utilizing some technology that's coming from the LymeShield from J.P. McHale, and Jim is here with us. Jim McHale is here with us, and partnering with some various organizations to do some things to make sure that we have less potential, right? It's never none, but it's less potential of Lyme disease happening when people are just walking through. And again, we have so many tips, both Chris Erickson and in our parks department on the website, to say what things you should do, making sure that you're covering up your legs and walking through, etc. But making sure that you check yourself before you get in the car, certainly, or in your vehicle, whether it's a bus or a car, but also making sure at the end of the day to just do a quick visual check of things that are happening. But this is one more way of helping to prevent the things from happening, because we know an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Yes. And certainly Lyme disease is still among us, and we still want to make sure that we take care of business. This particular scenario, I'm going to let Jim and the other folks from the team explain exactly how it happens, but the only thing I want to say is that I know that there are various traps that are around, to feeder traps that are around in different places. We don't want to tell the mice where they are, because they're probably watching the live stream later on, and they'll be able to figure them out and be able to walk around that. We want to make sure that everyone picks up whatever things they need to eat and munch on, to make sure that they are preventing the Lyme disease from even happening, so when the ticks bite them, then they're not passing those things on. That's how things get done. And again, it's some exciting things that are happening, and we're glad to have partnered with everyone in doing this. And again, on behalf of County Executive Latimer, we want to continue to thank not just Scott, Jason, Tal, and the rest of the team from Parks, Recreation, and Conservation, to make sure that people in Westchester continue to understand that 18,000 acres of parks that we have in Westchester County, they're your parks, and we want everyone to utilize them, and this is another way they can utilize them as safely as possible. So thanks again.
Thank you, sir.
Right? And,
Thank you.
And we're looking forward, and back to you, Jason.
Thank you, and we thank the Deputy County Executive, Ken Jenkins, for being here, and for the support, and for the support that the County Executive, George Latimer, and Deputy County Executive, Ken Jenkins, have shown for our county parks. Next, I'd like to introduce Jim McHale, President and CEO of J.P. McHale.
Good morning. We're tremendously proud to have framed out this partnership with U.S. Biologic to combat this new effort to combat Lyme disease. It's a paradigm shift in the way we typically fight the disease, and that affects probably almost 500,000 people a year. So aside from treating ticks and mice like we've typically done, this paradigm shift, this new innovation actually inoculates mice that transmit the spirochete, which determines if the ticks will carry the Lyme disease. With that being said, this fits perfectly into our sustainability model. When you intercept pest pressure at an early stage, you use less biocides, you use less fuel, your team members are safer. So early interception is key to all sorts of pest pressure. And this dovetails nicely into our smart technology that we've recently launched for rodent control and a lot of the other things that we've done on the innovative side. This is part of our JP McHale Cares program. We're looking to protect children in the communities we serve, that we've served for almost 50 years. We're so proud to be a part of this, and we look forward to serving the communities now and in the future and protecting this great earth that we all live in. So thank you so much for your time, and I appreciate you having me here today.
Thank you. And certainly in Westchester County Parks, we feel lucky to be part of this pilot program and to see what the results are and see how effective it is. Next, I'd like to introduce Chris Erickson, the Deputy Commissioner of the Westchester County Department of Health.
Thank you very much. Again, it is great to be here on this beautiful day. Just coming out here, this is a nice treat to come out of here from my office. Seeing what I have. This is not usually me as far as being dressed up like this. I do love the outdoors, and the outdoors are so important to me. As far as I don't stop what I'm doing because I like going outdoors and because of the ticks. I'm just making sure that I'm precautious about things. But as someone who loves the outdoors, and as someone who's also actually been infected by a tick-borne disease, I do take this, very seriously, like the rest of our department does. Ticks are, a fact of life, around here, around New York State, around the Northeast, and it's something that we really, live with. And we have to learn to, continue to be aware that they're there, and that we can take precautions so that we don't get infected with a disease, and we can still enjoy these beautiful places like we have here. Some of those things that we like to talk about is just, making sure that if you have the possibility to wear clothing that is light colored or long sleeves and long pants, and to potentially tuck in your pants if you can, if you're going to be going through areas that have some long grass in it, those types of things. There are some treatments out there. You can treat your clothes with some types of preventatives out there to keep the ticks off your clothes. And of course, there are some things that you can actually put on yourself as long as they're safe. And of course, you can also check and get your animals these types of preventatives too. So getting your dogs and animals the proper vaccinations, but also getting preventatives. You should make sure that they have those types of things. Most importantly is one of the things that's already been said here is that we want to make sure that we do those tick checks, and we do a tick check daily anytime you're outdoors, quite honestly. It doesn't even have to be in a park like this. Ticks are really, quite honestly, you could pick them up in just your regular park in the middle of a small municipality. So make sure that you do a tick check every day when you're outside. And that, one of the things is that if you get the tick off early enough and you get it off soon, you typically don't have to worry about anything. And what we like to tell people is when you see a tick on yourself, remove it and then mark on the calendar the day you took it off. And then watch yourself for any type of flu-like symptoms that potentially could happen within the next 30 days. And if something does happen, if you get a rash or you start having some sort of symptoms, obviously contact your doctor. You can always contact your doctor sooner if you want to. But I have to tell you something. If I went on antibiotics every time I had a tick on me, I said, I'd be on antibiotics all the time. Right? So I want to be careful that I'm not overdoing the antibiotics also. So definitely make sure that you are marking on the calendar the day you took it off. And then, we do show this. We'll show this later too, but tweezers, these very small fine point tweezers here, this is what you want to use. And you want to take that tick and you want to get as close to the skin as possible and pull from its mouth parts and pull directly up. You're going to see your skin lift up a little bit. And that's okay. But you don't want to grab it by the body. You don't want to squeeze the body, because if there's actually any bacteria in that body, you could actually be injecting that bacteria into you at that point. So get it as close to the mouth parts as possible, pull straight up, and then you can kill it just by putting it in some alcohol, some rubbing alcohol, and that's it, dispose of it. If you need to be identified, you can go to a Cornell Cooperative Extension or something like that who needs identified, but just get the tick off as soon as possible. That's the most important thing. And again, like has been stated here previously, there's lots of information on the Department of Health website and the Parks website with YouTube videos on there as far as how to remove ticks and precautions, and yeah, we encourage people to go to those sites. All right, thank you very much.
Great, and thank you for that helpful advice. I know a lot of people walking in our county parks. It really is a big concern, and so anything that we can do to help is welcome. And certainly the advice that you just heard is very useful for those who are taking advantage of these open spaces and wandering around on beautiful days like today. Next, I'd like to introduce Chris Shubershevsky, the president of US Biologic.
Thank you very much. Hey, good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. I also want to thank my partners up here for all the good things they're talking about and all the good things you're doing. And I say partnership in a very real sense, because public health is not about any single thing that we can do. It is the job of public health, it's the job of our parks, it's the job of our pest management professionals, and it's the job of companies like US Biologic and the innovations that we're able to create. These are very big, complex problems. Lyme disease is the most common vector-borne disease in America. It can cause lifelong problems for anyone who has contracted it. And what we need to do are all the precautions, like Chris is saying. We need to be able to protect ourselves, but we also need to look at new ways, new innovations, new tools in the toolkit to help eradicate these kinds of diseases. So again, I just want to say thank you to everyone for everything that you're doing. Please keep it up. Please keep going after it as zealously and as passionately as you do. And I'm just glad to be along for the ride. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and thank you again for being part of this program. We're very pleased to have that. Cassandra Suplee from the Friends of Reed. Would you like to say a few words?
I could. I'm completely unprepared. I was coming to observe, but I do. I don't know if everybody understands. Like, this seems to me, this is cutting edge. This is the kind of the future, in my opinion. If we can stop the Lyme disease at the mice level, if I understand correctly, then we can prevent the spread of it in general. So this is a great pilot program. I'm hoping that we can move it throughout Rye and throughout Westchester and beyond, and protect. We have 3,000 members with the Friends of Reed that wander these trails. As you've seen while we were standing here, a lot of people have already been walking by just on a random Wednesday morning. So if we can help protect them in any way, protect our summer campers, then we're super excited about this. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, and again, thank you all for coming out today, and for JP McHale and US Biologic for participating in this program and bringing this program to Westchester County Parks. And again, on behalf of our Commissioner, Kathy O'Connor, and First Deputy Peter Tartaglia, on behalf of the County Executive, George Latimer, Deputy County Executive Ken Jenkins, I just want to say thank you and have a great day.